Hey, it's Elisa, and I wanted to go live because I am getting ready to launch my Flourish Spring Cleanse. And I've gotten several questions. So I thought this would be a great time to address some of the common questions. And that way, if one of these is your question, you'll get it answered. But if not, please feel free to comment and I'll get back to you as well. So, one of the biggest questions I get is since we're starting Monday and the cleanse goes April 28th to May 19th, what if something's going on during those days and I can't make those days fit my life? That's totally doable because the cleanse is 100% customizable. Just think of this as, and it is a guided cleanse. So I'm going to guide you along the way. And our very first call, we'll talk about your options. So that's a planning call. So if you're not ready to start cleansing on Monday, April 29th, that's totally cool. You can adjust your dates. And even if you are traveling or have a wedding or some big function coming up during the cleanse, I'll have suggestions and tips and tricks and things that you can use so that you can still be successful on your cleanse. Now, with that, and keeping in mind that the first day is a planning day and we talk about different options and how they might fit into your life, I get a big question is what will I eat? And will I have to starve myself? So, the good news is you have so many different options. It's really going to depend where you are with your life, with your health, with the way you're currently eating and living and your current habits. And the idea is about adding in a few healthy habits or a few healthy foods so that you can up level your nutrition, reset your body, reset your mind, really refresh everything. Just like you might reboot your computer, it's a way of rebooting your digestion. And when we think about digestion in Ayurveda, it's not just about the food that you eat. We basically digest everything that we take in. So whether it's conversations or media or other things that are happening around us. So it's really a way of creating that ease in all of those things, creating ease in your life. And some of my clients in the past have focused a little bit on what they were eating, but focused maybe a little bit more on decluttering their space, decluttering their lives, adding in a little more ease in self care, and maybe even adding in digital detoxes. So it's really going to depend where you're starting and what you want to achieve with your cleanse. But again, we talk about all of that on the very first call. And if for some reason you can't make that call, there will be recordings so that you can go back and catch up or even rewatch them if you want to. All right, another question that I've gotten is, well, what if I'm already eating a pretty clean diet? Why would I need to do a cleanse? And the truth is that for most of us, no matter how we're eating, even if it's very clean or we're very nutritionally aware, there's usually space to refine a little bit or again going deeper into some of those other practices, those other self-care practices so that we can create more ease. So we'll talk about all of that as well. And then another big question that I get is what if I mess up? I've had clients who, they were doing really well on their cleanse and then they went to a family function and thought that they were going to, stay strong and they had a burger and a beer and then they felt like they totally gave up. And what I tell them is what I'll tell you. We're all human. So when you make a mistake, if you make a mistake, dust yourself off and most importantly forgive yourself and then go from there. So there's room to keep going. And that's the important thing. So giving yourself that grace. And then finally, one of the biggest questions that I hear is that I've tried other detoxes or you know, I didn't even get on them because they felt so restrictive. And I just couldn't do it because I didn't like that idea of starving myself. So when it comes to the guided cleanse that I offer, for some people, it might be a little more restrictive because they're already in a place of they've made a lot of changes and that's the appropriate cleanse for them to really invite in, a little more structure than what you might need. So some of my clients who are maybe eating a lot of processed foods, eating out a lot, maybe not getting the sleep that they need, they might focus on first adding in more whole foods, adding in more water, and prioritizing the rest. But maybe somebody who's already a vegan or a vegetarian and they're eating very clean, they might add in things like more smoothies and raw foods, things like that. But it really depends on where you are. And for some of us, raw foods during a cleanse might not be the best thing unless we do add them in as smoothies. But these are all things that we're going to cover in the weekly calls. So there's going to be weekly calls to support you. There's also a private Facebook community where you can come and get support. I'll be sharing live videos in that group about different topics related to the cleanse. So, really, again, these were the main questions that I've been seeing. But if you have a question, please feel free to reach out, let me know. And I also wanted to remind you that um, there is a special offer on the cleanse going through tomorrow night, which is Saturday, April 27th, and you'll save over 80% when you sign up before then. But if you have any questions, let me know. The link to learn even more about the basics is there. But if you aren't seeing something or you still have a question, leave a comment and reach out, and I will talk to you soon.